don't know if you were here when I was explaining it, but here's where the hit's coming from. You have to cut the court as a blocker. So Rust has to cut the court. So let's say he is going to block a line. That cuts the court like this so that you can stand in this area. If it's a short tip, you get it. If it's there, you get it. If it's there, you get it. You don't really have to worry about a hard slap down the line since he'll be contesting that area, which means they can just tap it over the top and you can just walk there, right? Same thing with blocking angle, right? So let's say the hitter is here once again on the outside and we're blocking here. Essentially, the only area that he has to hit is here, right? So this area is the only place that the ball can land with a good hit. So if you're standing a bit deep here, just past the line, he hits it hard, you can dive forward. You know, you could stand there and take it to the face if he's trying, you know, back court. And if he tips it over the top, you can easily walk to this and get to it, or, you know, do a quick dash, quick wave dash and just slide to it. The only thing about this setup, right, is, let's just erase those lines, is if they're off the net a bit, it leaves open the cut shot, which is something I take all the time. If I'm getting blocked on angle like this, I will try and get, and I'm far enough off the net, I will take that cut shot, right? I'll take that cut shot 100% of the time because a good player should be standing here. A good defender should be standing here. But this is also the reason that I say primarily as a blocker, you should be covering line if you can. Because we saw when you were blocking line, you could easily get here, here, you can get here, you can get here, you can get here, and you could walk to a tip, right? You have all bases covered really easily. However, when you're blocking line like this in Slappy Ball in 2v2, if it's 3v3, it's perfectly fine because you put your other player over here, or you're double blocking, which means you can kind of cut that angle off with the block and only give the line. But you're missing this. This is the open area of the court in this situation. So that's why I always say prefer blocking line. If they're hitting a lot of cross shots on you and they're just continually hitting cross shots, they're not really paying attention to it, sneak in a nice angle block like this, and you should be able to get a nice block on them that goes in this direction, right? So blocking middle is a call. It's a call. So let's say it's going up here, right? Say the hit's going up here. If your blocker calls right, that means they're going to be blocking right of the hit. Blocking middle, you should never line up directly in front. And actually, I put that a little too far. You should be blocking like off center to a side. So if your blocker calls right, that means that he's leaving. This is not open. This is open where you should be, right? That's not open. You should be hovering in this area because he's blocking the right so that you can sit in the left, right? This cut shot is extremely less likely simply because it's such a hard angle. It's going to hit the net and just bounce a bit so that your blocker can come down and come across and pick up the tip, or they're just going to hit it off the wall. So you don't really have to worry about that there. But calling left or right as the blocker when you're in the middle, super important, and understanding that you have to go to the opposite side of what they call. So they'll call right here, which means you go left. So that's the way of doing it there. And that's basically how you run 2v2. That's how you run beach volleyball 2v2, right? Like, except you're using hand signals, right? Blinking 1, blinking 2, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you're using, the blockers using hand signals to tell you what they're going to block. So, yeah, that's basically it.